Yo, what's happening? Your boy J Hustler back again. This video I'm gonna hit you with is Jeff Metcalf speaks out since the trial, and we're gonna have Charleston Wright pulling the plug on the Anthony family. So let's get into it.
From the Carmelo Anthony's case, I am no longer involved with the family, and here's why. I was starting to feel like I was being used for my influence and my connections and resources. When I tell you we raised over $1 million one day, privately, quietly, they wanted to start another GoFundMe. I said, no, I'm not doing the GoFundMe. They wanted to know, after we pay for the pill, will the money go to them? No. The extra money don't go back to you. It goes back to the people who gave it. It don't go to nothing else. The money is for the pill. His daddy in the way. I don't like weak. I hate weak men. I'd rather stand with a strong daddy like that Metcalf man than his black weak father trying to play victim. Now, nigga, your son's still living. Hug him, send him some books to read. I got the money, let's start to work on the pill. Anything else don't make sense, nigga, what's wrong with you? And I'm telling the nigga, say, homie, everybody believe you playing for the money, nigga. And I'm starting to believe you using me for it. You want to get the money, but then disassociate yourself from me? Nigga, I'm here for that boy. I'm here for your son, nigga. And if this money don't go directly to your son's appeal, you don't get this money. We sent it back. But we're right. And if we doing an appeal, the money goes to appeal, not house bills. Not house.
So that's Charleston White giving his take as far as him pulling the plug on the GoFundMe raise, which he says that he raised like $1 million on the appeal. So he's pretty much saying, and it's kind of kind of messy situation. Anytime you got Charleston White in the situation, man, Charleston White, he's going to say what he feels, and he has a strong track record as far as with the youth advocacy. Doing things for the kids and stuff like that. And he always been speaking out on things like this, as far as, helping the kids and stuff, getting them out of the juvenile detention and stuff like that. But he strongly do, on another hand, on another breath, he strongly suggests that kids should go to prison to learn a lesson. So it's kind of a mixed feelings, mixed emotions here with Charleston, but he's also stating that the reason why he's pulling it is because of the father, he's being weak or whatever, and he's really want to use the funds for the rest of his bills or whatever the case that may be. So take it how you may with that. There's always something with Charleston White. So he said what he said. 1 minute he's with it, and the next minute that he ain't. So y'all get the comments down below and tell me what y'all think as far as what Charleston take is. Was he wrong for pulling the plug for the appeal for Carmelo Anthony, or he did the right thing? So this video we're going to get into, this is the father of Austin Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf. The gag order is finally lifted off of him. Now he can be able to speak his piece and what he's thinking and what he thought up to this far. So he made this video a couple of days ago. So I want to go ahead and play this clip of what he had to say. So guys, let's check him out.
So starting from the beginning, April 2nd, I received a phone call from Coach Jackson and said, Jeff, all I know is Austin has been stabbed. I asked him where. He said Kirkendall Stadium. I immediately hung up the phone, and I made it there in about 4.5 minutes. When I arrived, it was pretty chaotic. A lot of police cars, a lot of people. I ran through probably 10 different officers who tried to stop me. When I did reach the track, the scene that I saw was my son, Austin, and they had a C machine on it, which actually it automatically pumps on your chest. But when I saw him, I knew he was gone. I prayed for a miracle. And as soon as that happened, I asked the ambulance, the EMTs, what hospital they were taking him to. And once they instructed me where they were going, I directed my attention to finding Hunter. And they said he was taken to the locker room in the field house. So I proceeded to go run over there. And I found Hunter, who was uncontrollably out of control, bawling, emotional wreck. So I have to try to gather him and maintain myself. And all we do is we pray. And I tell him, let's go. I'm taking you to the hospital. You're riding with me. And we get in the car and we're praying. Because I am praying for a miracle at this point, because I know my son was gone. But we get to the hospital. We get in the room. I have to make the phone call to his mom when we were driving to inform her to meet us at the hospital. By this time, the word's getting out to certain family members. Certain people are showing up at the hospital. Takes probably, I'd say, a good 10 minutes before the doctors come in. I knew what was fixing to be said. I knew by the look on their face that Austin had passed away.
I can imagine the pain and distraught this father's going through. Well, actually, I can't, because I never been in this situation. Hopefully, I never end up in this situation. But condolences, I do want to say condolences to the family, and to the mom and the dad. I haven't seen the mom speak yet, but the father's, he's pretty been active on social media since the gag order been lifted. But condolences to the family. I can only imagine the pain and the hurt that he feel when he's putting out this video. It's so much going through his mind, and I can understand the what he really want to say. He really can't, but he's expressing the feelings that he may have, even though he lost his son, regardless of the rumors we may have heard about him and his son or whatever. I'm not getting into that. I don't have the facts to that or know the proof and stuff, but it's a lot of alleged things. But for him to come up here and finally say we have to say to the situation about his son, and with the Carmelo Anthony, how they handled the situation throughout the court case, it really defines him. It shows the character of his person. He never really said anything kind of out of the way, far as when he made this video early on explaining his response to the family. But he did make which is he was being sarcastic at the same time. I could understand, but I feel like it shouldn't have been said about him being a watermelon felon. That was laid on in the clip. I'm not going to play the full entirety clip, but I grab a little bit of clips that him speaking and showing how he really felt towards the case and the far as with the trial, and towards the family of the Anthony family.
And they confirmed that. That very second, Hunter spun out of control. It took 5 officers to get him under control. We had to admit him and get him sedated. And then at that point, they wouldn't allow us to see our son, because now it is a crime scene. So they have to process the body. So for over 2 hours, we can't even see Austin. And by this time, a huge crowd of students, parents, friends is overflowing this hospital. It is so touching and so moving, and we're all so distraught over the news of Austin's passing. That moment, I became totally numb and went into what I call survival function mode. I had to find and buy burial plots, funeral homes, arrangements, so many things that had to be done. And I needed to stay focused. That very first night, our church held an impromptu vigil. Our church holds 1,500 people at Hope Fellowship. It was overflowing. There was over 1,700 people that showed up that night. Very touching. An outpouring from the community, friends, family.
So that was Mr. Jeff's spill on the
Fuck you.
how you now this is where I got another clip from another scene where he's really kind of, I don't know if Mr. Jeff here had a little bit of whiskey or some vodka or something, but he's really, you know, getting real comfortable into the video, and he's really letting it all come out. And you got to be mindful though. You, as a father, seeing your child die, or you know what I'm saying, watching him being murdered and stuff like that, you're overwhelmed with so many emotions and everything's just taking over. So, you know, some people may give him grace for that, and something, it all depends on what he really say. But what he say, is it really justified by any humane? I mean, is it just not just white, black, Hispanic, Puerto Rican, anybody? Everyone has feelings. So he just mind you, he was under a gag order. So everything that he wanted to say is finally coming out, whether if it's good, bad, or indifferent. It's just the way that he feel, and you can't really knock for anyone for how they really responding or feeling to a situation, especially if it involves a death in the family. So we're going to get into this clip with Jeff really getting into how he really feel, I should say.
People are going to see you for who you really are now. And if we want to talk individuals, we can, because I couldn't speak about this in court. But I can speak freely now because the gag order is lifted. Tiffany Billions, Wackadoo, McAdoo, whatever her last name is, I'm not going to throw insults at you because I'm not going to lower myself to your level. But you're despicable. Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impact. You abandoned your kid. You left him there.
Going through a little slight lagging here. It's kind of thunder and lightning outside. Find time for me to start a video. But y'all bear with me if y'all can. Come on.
I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. And I swear to God, CPS to come check on those other 3 that you still have.
Mm.
You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further. You hire a convicted baby-shaking felon who's only in it for the money, who gives you bad advice, kicks me out of a press conference. Oh, funny, I was somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, but I left when asked. I didn't stab anyone.
God damn. That's crazy.
And then you proceeded to gaslight me with your convicted felon, quote, advocate, minister? Minister of what? Minister irrelevant? Minister of bullshit? How about minister fuck you? Y'all think I'm a saint? I'm no saint. I'm as human as you. I have emotions. Just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean I don't sin, because I don't walk on water and I don't turn it to wine. Fuck you. People are going to see.
I mean, That's Mr. Jeff. You know, he pretty much said what he said about the situation. And you
Shoulders
know, a
the
lot of us can probably relate. Others feel like that, you know, he pushed it way too far. That was really up for debate for anyone to judge Mr. Jeff about how he feel. But you got to keep in mind though, when you lost a son or a loved one, you know, from immediate family, and you got to carry this pain on the daily day, you know, you don't know what kind of rage or anger that you're up under. So, you know, a lot of people gonna sit there and try to sit and say that he was just talking reckless or out of order. I don't know, whatever the case may be. I understand his sentiment. I could understand his pain, and you know, he want to say so much, but let him say anything that he want, then you know the black community is always going to twist and tangle it. He ain't have no right to talk. He should stay off of camera, and you know, all the other kind of weird stuff. But that's just how it goes. But like I said, everyone has feelings. They're right to have expressed themselves. I feel no type of way about it. I think he should may have said a little more, but he said what he had to say. But so moving on to the next clip, we have other idiots out here in the streets that's showing their emotions and feelings about how they feel over the Carmelo Anthony's case. Now you have some that's talking with sense, and you have a lot of them out here in the streets that don't have any sense. As you can see here on this clip here, you have this black guy in front of this patriot American, this white guy with the flag shirt that's really coming out to support or you know to show some kind of compassion for the family, for the Metcalf family. And then you have others on the other side that's showing their griefs and differences for the Carmelo Anthony family. So let's play this clip and let's see what they had to say.
Entire time. And also I'm told that Austin Metcalf's twin brother Hunter, this was the first time he was inside the courtroom when that guilty
How dumb is this? You jumping up and down in front of a guy that he's like, and no telling like what kind of conversation they may have, or he was trying to reason with him or trying to talk to him or whatever the case may be, or try to, like you say, bridge the gap. We don't know. We don't know the conversation we're having, but let's just assume he's wanting to come together and just try to talk to these people, or just try to, you know, show their, you know, show his attitude or behavior towards the situation. And it might have just been genuine. But you got people like this, and they don't speak for me. I just want to say, put this on the record. These type of people don't even speak for me. These type of people I don't align with. And they just out here just making an ass of themselves, all because they're in their feelings. Excuse me. The black community, some of them always come to a gathering like this and they talk this Black Lives Matter stuff, and it really gets nowhere. It really is, the black fatigue is real. And this is the type of stuff that we just sick of and these white people sick of this shit too. It ain't just some of us. It's a lot of these white people. They been tired of it. And it had to take for this situation for us to realize that some of us, not all, that this is absurd. It really is, man. And we just tired of seeing people acting like fools out here in these streets. They don't know how to conduct themselves or handle the stuff in a certain manner, or let the courts and stuff do their, you know, job. But they want to take matters in their own hands and going around slapping white people, hitting white people. And when they do that, they're going to end up running up on the wrong one. And then we're going to have this all over again. Because everybody's scrapped. White, black, anybody. Now you got people running up in here in people's faces all because they're in their feelings about this trial and how it turned out. They feel some type of way. They want to go around and start punching on and hitting on people because they thought they said they was on the trial, they was on the jury. They're going to mess around and find out. They're going to run up on the wrong one and it's going to be over with. And they'll be doing all this all over again. It's about racism. It's not about no race. These people just finding any little thing to grasp onto just to make them feel good about themselves, just to make them keep themselves in the victim mindset.
Verdict was read. I'm told it was really emotional from both sides after that murder verdict. And
like
as for what's next, Will, now it's the sentencing phase.
I can't be the only one who's sick of seeing stuff like this. I mean, a black kid kills a white kid. And this is the response from the black community to taunt
Look at
white
this.
people even
Look at this.
further.
Look, you see this? All up and down in this dude's face. Like he has all the and I'm going and this is, and again, this is our clips I'm just going through like randomly that I'm just seeing on social media. I'm just sharing this to show to you guys that the difference of opinions and difference of behaviors and all this kind of stuff that we're seeing on the daily, and since things have unfolded since the trial. So I'm just going down the line doing random videos. This wasn't no like kind of planned thing, but these are some videos that I ran across, and I just thought it was just good to share to the people. A lot of you may seen and some of you haven't, but I'm just going to point out some of the behavior that some of these people have, and someone with logical thinkers, critical thinkers, and that just pretty much just aligning with themselves with those type of people. So let's roll this video here.
Should never defended himself, apparently, huh? He's supposed to just took that ass whooping and been a passive, docile being the way that Malcolm X told us they want us to be.
Come on, bro, you can't be serious. He could have defended himself. With his hands, he could have threw hands like a man instead of grabbing a knife like a
Facts.
Anyway, on top of that, he also could have just walked off. You guys are talking like he was backed in a corner in a dark alley in the middle of the night and had nowhere to go. He was under another team's tent. He could have walked off. He could have jogged off. He could have went somewhere else. He didn't choose those options. He chose touch me and see what happens. And then he chose to drive a knife through somebody's heart. So no, it's not about him defending himself. You don't have to defend him because he's black. This is one of our problems, but let's continue.
This country has always believed since emancipation, the only good Negro is a dead Negro, and that's the reason why he's getting punished. How dare you stand up for yourself and your humanity and not fall into your place because, boy, you should know better.
This is also an idiotic talking point. Our country does not believe the only good black person is a dead black person. If that was the case, Barack Obama would have never become president. On top of that, we would have never had 2 Supreme Court justices like we do right now at this time. Black Americans overrepresent our share of the population when it comes to Supreme Court representation, which is the highest court in the land. Black people are about 14% of the population. The Supreme Court is over 22% black. Again, we overrepresent our share of the population. The vice president of the last administration has black in her. We have black members in the House of Representatives on both sides. We also have black members in the Senate on both sides, Republican and Democrat. You're just talking at this point because reality directly proves you wrong. But you still weren't done. Let's continue.
So think about the collective mourning that's going on for black folks in this country right now. We still processing a not guilty verdict for Rick Chapman. And now we got to sit here and think about this guilty verdict for Carmelo Anthony.
Right, I'm also going to break down how stupid this is. Over the past 10 years or so, there are about 9,000 black people in the United States who are murdered every year. Around 9 out of 10 times a black person is murdered in this country, they're murdered at the hands of another black person. It's in between like 85 and like 90. I
want to speak on that, though.
Rounding it to 90. I'm going to do some math here. So 90% of 9,000 is 8,100. Now, there are 365 days in the year. If you divide 8,100 divided by 365, you should get around 22. On average, there are 22 black people that are murdered at the hands of other black people every single day in this country. And notice who consciously said black people are mourning, the 2 individuals whose situations don't have to do with another black person. This is why it's stupid. It didn't say we're mourning the 22 people or the 9,000 people that died last year at the hands of other black people. We only care when another race is involved because that's what's important to the narrative. Don't forget, free email newsletter. The link is in my profile.
Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, man. He spoke some facts right there, man, and he just pretty much gave it in logic terms, man. He's got people that are in their feelings. The only good black person is a dead person. That's just absurd, man. That's just something, a talking point they want to move off of just to make themselves right. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. So we got this another video. This dude here talking.
Just stop it.
And he's going to get his spiel about the situation about the Carmelo case. So let's see what he has to say.
Just stop it. I'm seeing people keep writing, both of these young men's life are ruined. Only person life is ruined is Austin Metcalf. That person is the only person life ruined.
Never be here again.
Carmelo Anthony, when he gets out of prison, can still have a child.
Facts.
He
Long
can
time,
still live his life. Austin Metcalf's life is ruined, not Carmelo Anthony. He got what he did as consequences. He get to live every day. He get to see his mama every day. He get to see his fake girlfriend every day. So spare everybody the white guilt, okay? Both children lives are ruined. No, one child life is ruined. Austin Metcalf. No, both families are not suffering. The Metcalf family is suffering because their child is dead and gone.
Yo, I like that shirt, by the way. If at first you don't succeed, reload and try again. Yo, I love that shirt. I got to get me one of them.
The Anthony family only suffering because they can't hustle anymore. They can't grift off their son, Carmelo Anthony, who is exactly where he's supposed to be, in
locked up
prison.
Yeah.
And he should be in prison, life no possibility. That's what he deserved because that's what he did. He put himself there. Nobody did. So all this sympathy, because I'm trying to stop the arguments from black and white. You are wrong.
Yeah, he's telling like how it is, man. That's how most of us see it. The people like him and me. This girl here, I want to play and get into the Stephen A. last video, but she's gonna get her spiel on her take on the case and how she's seeing the case that. And there's a lot of people like this that's speaking like this, so it ain't just her. This is, like I said, it's a random few clips of videos I want to go over and just show the people that, you know, a lot of people's not aligned with this black culture. They also have the black fatigue too. And yes, that is real for those of you that don't agree, that agree or disagree, then oh well. I mean, it is what it is. People like us and the white people, they're sick and tired of this stuff, man. If you scream victimhood and you always talking about racism, why are you getting up moving around these type of people then? Why can't you just stay in predominantly black neighborhoods like you pro-black like how you are, the blackity blacks? Stay where you at. Stop moving in around these people and keep saying racist, they racist, they racist. These people ain't no more racist than you are. Everybody got the same mindset and this fucked up mentality that everybody racist. Only person, I think blacks is probably the most racist people. Not all, but they are. They got the same mindset. They come in with this victim mindhood set. But anyway, let her get her spiel, man. I don't want to rant too much. Like, I got a lot of videos to play.
You y'all have asked me about my opinion on the Carmelo Anthony situation. I don't know why y'all ask me these questions when y'all don't really want to know my opinion, especially black people. Y'all be mad when what I say come out. I don't know why, but hey, check out what's going on. Refresh yourself on that, and then I'm going to come back and give y'all my little opinion.
The state has now rested its case in the murder trial of Carmelo Anthony after calling 21 witnesses to testify. Anthony is charged with murder in the death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, who was fatally stabbed during a high school track meet on April 2nd, 2025 at Kuykendall Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Austin was a student at Memorial High School, while Anthony attended Centennial High School. According to prosecutors, the evidence presented during the state's case supports a charge of murder rather than self-defense. The state argues that the confrontation began during a weather delay when student athletes gathered under team tents. Prosecutors say Anthony was sitting under the Memorial High School tent despite not being a Memorial student. Multiple witnesses testified that several Memorial students asked Anthony to leave the area. According to the state's theory, tensions escalated after Austin Metcalf also told Anthony to move. Prosecutors claim the encounter quickly turned violent and resulted in Austin being stabbed.
I just feel like anybody with common sense watching this should be able to tell that justice was served. 35 years probably wasn't even enough, because this is the thing. Yeah, y'all got into an altercation. Yeah, tensions were high, but nobody should have ended up dead. And that's the problem. And black people on here complaining, oh, this ain't right. Y'all should have stood up for Carmelo. For what? He was wrong. It really, like, just watching that clip, it looked like white boy got the best of him and he got his feelings hurt. So he went to his only defense. Oh, well, let me take his life. Like, it is never that serious. And anybody who can't see that, something's wrong with you. If you want truth like only Bougie can do, make sure you hit that follow button, okay? And make sure y'all leave y'all's comments below because y'all need to join the conversation, okay? Now.
Yeah, so that was her take on it. Let's see. I want to play let's see, it's one video that's going viral.
All right, so I've heard a lot about justice for Carmelo, right?
What you mean, justice for Carmelo? I would have stabbed that nigga too. Why he don't go? Hey, I would have did it to him. I promise I would have. I would have did it to him.
But why?
I would have did it to him.
You see the mindset that we have. You see, I would have did it to him. I would have did it to him. I want to ask a question, pose a question. And y'all can leave this down in the comments if y'all, stick to this far in this video or not. If there was two black guys that walked in that tent and it was still black on black, will we still have these same conversations? I mean, honestly, will we still have these same conversations are we having now? If Austin Metcalf was a black guy, would this be the same outrage as this having now? I just asking the question.
Him and his brother.
Okay, but for what reason?
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Them little boys came looking for trouble.
Okay.
You come looking for trouble, you don't know what fucking outcome going.
Sure.
You don't know outcome. You rob a bank, you don't know if you're gonna get the money.
Wait, somebody robbed a bank?
Hold on. Listen, real quick.
Man, you want to play dumb, man.
Listen.
No, I'm trying. No.
He was under a tent, fool. What are we missing something? He was under a tent, under a rival tent. You can't, any type of sports that you play, you can't just go run up on a rival tent and just feel like things is going to be okay. There's going to be some pushback. There's going to be other teammates involved. They're going to, and that would have went the same way had the white boys would have went over to the other tent. And no, you're not supposed to have a weapon, knife, gun, or any type of sort of that nature at no school. That's against the law. It's illegal. Everybody's overlooking this stuff that means the very important key in this case. They're looking over that because they're into their feelings about some type of way because a white boy died over a black guy that brought a knife to a school because they say he was being bullied. Anthony had just as much, and they both had just the right just to separate, to go apart, and get the other staff members or something involved or getting into that, but they're going to handle it first. You know how young bulls are. But once again, we playing this mindset.
I want to hear. Yeah. Let's talk about it. All right.
You can record it, motherfucker.
Yeah. No, I want to.
You rob a
get
bank,
insight,
right? You rob a bank, right? You might get the money. You might go to jail. You might be dead, right?
Right.
You fuck with the wrong motherfucker.
Man, he talking about robbing banks or shit like that. Nobody ain't pay this no attention, man. I ain't about trying to hear all that. So, here is where we're going to go to Stephen A. Smith. What Stephen A. is talking about. And we want to get into his video. Shout out to Stephen A. with the straight shooter. He's going to give his take and see what he has to say too.
You can't walk away no more.
Well, for starters, it's very simple. Don't bring a knife to a track meet. It's crazy because she's out here acting like her boys are in danger because a black man or child, whatever, about to be 18, was found guilty for stabbing a white kid through the heart and killing him. So he was found guilty on murder for stabbing Austin Metcalf through the heart and killing him at a track meet with a knife he was not supposed to have at that track meet. She's acting like, what is she supposed to do about her boys? Ma'am, the biggest threat to your boys is not white people.
It's not.
It's other black boys, other black
Facts.
men. Around 9 out of 10 times a black man is murdered. He's murdered at the hands of another black person. Our criminal justice system is not out here targeting black people. She's overreacting to a situation that she does not need to be reacting to in this way.
As
it makes her
black
look
people
goofy,
do.
uneducated, ignorant, and stupid. I guess black parents need to teach their children about things like this because, yeah, you bring a knife to defend yourself, but now you're possibly going to jail for the rest of your life. He was not about to be beaten to death at that track meet, and there's no need for him to have a knife. But rather than acknowledging the uncomfortable truths and realities of the situation, we just want to claim and play victim. And what am I going to tell my boys now? Tell your boys to not bring knives to track meets. Tell your boys to hang around with good people, make good decisions. Don't sell drugs. Don't do drugs. Don't hang out with gangbangers. For them to go become a productive member of society who consistently brings value. There are a lot of things that she could be telling her boys.
A whole lot of
Welcome to
things.
this latest edition of Straight Shooter with yours truly. Obviously, you have to be living under a rock to not know what that video is stemming from. It's stemming from...
And again, this is Stephen A. Straight Shooter podcast. Y'all can go over there and check him out. This is off his content and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm not going to play too much of it. Maybe another, 5 minutes of this video clip, what he's saying about the clip. I'm kind of beef it up a little bit because the videos, I am expected for this video to go this long. But I think that some points need to be made and some things that need to be addressed. So let's roll into it with Stephen A.
Of the court's ways in your mind. Let me state for the record and get this out the way right now. I am not happy that Carmelo Anthony got sentenced to 35 years.
No one
I'm not
is.
happy with the sentencing because I'm not happy with the makeup of the jury. 18 jurors, about 6 minorities, none of whom happen to be black. I don't believe that's being judged by a jury of your peers. Here's the reality, though. That's all I can say. That is all I can say. Carmelo Anthony murdered Austin Metcalf. There is no other way to slice it. How else do you explain, or can you explain? You at a track meet, appearing in a visitor's tent, Austin Metcalf and his brother, according to reports, come over to you asking you to leave because you're sitting under their tent. An argument ensues. Folks have said it spanned more than 5-6 minutes. Others said it went as long as 15. A 2-hand shove is believed to have happened by one witness. Another witness said it was a 1-hand shove. How does that justify Carmelo Anthony pulling out a knife and stabbing Austin Metcalf to death? How? How? Some would argue, what the hell were you doing at the track meet with a knife to begin with? Others would argue, it wasn't like you were in fear for your life. There were witnesses around, there were people around. At worst, they might have expected fisticuffs, if that. A matter of fact, one witness was quoted as hearing Austin Metcalf said, "I don't want to fight you."
5, 6, 7 times.
So this is another clip right here. I spit it up on there, Stephen. I didn't want to play this whole clip of the video, but it's certain parts that I want you to hear from certain stupid individuals that just think that. Let's roll with the video.
And so when you're looking at the punishment range, there's a reason in Texas that it goes from 5 to 99 or life, because you are looking at how intentional, like how bad was this? 35 years for a kid who was under a tent that was not his team's tent as it was raining. The fact that there was little to no mercy seen or humanity seen when this black boy said that I was scared, or the fact that honestly anybody else who did something with such a small object, all I know is that it wasn't considered unlawful carrying of a weapon because the blade was not long enough.
No accountability whatsoever. And y'all, taking up for these police officers that's trained that. Do you know how different it is to be at a track meet and a guy say, "Move out of my tent," and he say, "I don't want to fight you," and you stabbed him compared to a police officer who people are trying to beat and kill. The crazy thing is that they know that that's how it is, but the white kid is trying to reason with him, and he end up stabbing him. When he know doggone well, if them white boys came under his tent at his school, people be like, well, man, you got to get up out this tent or we're going to start throwing blows.
Facts.
And they act like they victims, knowing that they would have been fighting instead of talking in the first place.
It's just big
us,
facts.
especially to teach our young black boys, because we have definitely seen this in our community, where the slightest of things has touched off something that can't be reversed.
That's
in
true.
decision making and
That's
discernment and wisdom. And those are not easy conversations to have in a world that sees them the way that they do, but we have to have them to save them.
The first,
You know, man, some people just don't really get the whole gist of it. They do, they just don't care because it's just a black life involved, and a white guy died, and the black guy got the biggest sentence. Whether some say it was justified, but some feel like that he need to have more. Hey, that's still, but you do the crime, you got to do the time. No matter what situation it may have been. It could have been the same other way if it was Carmelo and Austin had did what Carmelo did. So, I mean, just you really got to pick your poison there, though, and just hopefully that the judicial system does its job and just does it fairly. But I think that this community is just taking things too far. They're always screaming racism when racism has no parts to play in this. The only thing, just because a white boy killed, I keep saying a white boy, a black boy killed a white boy, now all of a sudden it's supposed to be self-defense or justified. But had the shoe would have been on the other foot, then it would have just been like, oh, it just would have been justified. So you can't just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Y'all get in the comments down below. Y'all tell me what you think, man. Well, this whole thing was just justified. Did Carmelo get the right sentence, or should have been a longer, should have been a less? Was the Metcalf boys coming over to jump him or anybody else in that camp or whatever? So y'all get in the comments and let me know and what y'all think about the situation. I'll catch y'all next video. I'm out. Peace.